Okay, things are just fine. ओके अभी मैं हूँ पेज नंबर 168 आउट ऑफ 186. मैं सोच रहा था कि आज ये बुक कवर कर लूँ एंड मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आई विल बी एबल टू डू इट. एंड दिस इज़ द बुक विच इज़ द अष्टवक्र महागीता बाई ओशो. तो जो लोग भी देख रहे हैं, आई होप यू हैव इंटरेस्ट इन सच थिंग्स. सो लेट्स बिगिन. ठीक है, विदाउट एनी फर्दर अडू. जस्ट गिव मी वन सेक. If you find this happening, good. If you find this is not happening, then don't sit repeating these sutras. It will not happen from repeating them. These sutras are such that if it happens while listening, then it happens. If listening you miss, then even if you repeat them million times, it won't happen, because it does not to happen through repetition. The sharpness of your brain does not come through repetition. Through repetition, its edge is lost. One way is if it happens when you hear these sutras. If it happens, it happens. You cannot do anything. If it doesn't happen, then slowly you'll have to start with meditation. From meditation to samadhi with distinctions. From samadhi with distinctions to samadhi without distinctions. You'll have to make the journey. If the leap happens, then good. If not, you'll have to go down these steps. If the leap happens, it happens. It can happen to some. Every miracle is possible because you are a miracle of miracles. There is nothing impossible in it. Sitting here listening to me, the leap can happen to someone if you don't come in between. If you keep yourself separate, if you put away your intellect, like taking off your shoes and clothes and putting them away, if you become pure naked consciousness before me, this leap can happen. It can happen to you as it happened to Janak. If it happens, good. Then there is no method in it. You won't be able to ask how to prepare for it to happen. If you ask about preparation, it doesn't happen. Then there is another way. Then Patanjali is your path. Then Mahavir or Buddha. Then Ashtavakra is not your path. This is why the Ashtavakra Gita goes on lying in darkness. Such urgency, such intensity, such brilliance is rare. This can happen with one who has prepared himself for many lives, but it happens only to one or two in 100, but it happens. There are many historical accounts of some insignificant event transforming someone. I have heard of one sadhu in Bengal. He was a clerk at the court, the head clerk. Then he was retired. Raja Babu was his name. He was Bengali, so of course he was a small official. Babu. His age was, okay, pun intended. His age was more than 60. One morning he went out walking. It was early morning. The sun had not yet risen. Behind closed doors, some women but in her hut was waking somebody. It must have been her son or brother. She was waking somebody up. She said, Raja Babu, get up. It is very late. Raja Babu was just going out with his walking stick in hand. going out for his morning walk. Suddenly, in this pre dawn moment, the sun was just about to rise. Pink was spread across the sky. The birds were starting to sing. The whole of nature was full of wakefulness. It happened. The woman was waking up someone else. She didn't even said anything to this Rajababu. She didn't even know that this Rajababu was passing by. He was going out walking. She was saying to someone inside, Rajababu, get up. It is morning. It is very late. Get up, will you? How long are you going to go on sleeping? He heard it happened. He didn't return home. He kept going. He reached the forest. His family found out. They came looking and found him in the forest. They asked what happened. He started laughing. He said, it is enough. Rajababu woke up. Now you can go. They said, what do you mean? What are you saying? He said, now there is nothing to say, nothing to hear. It is already too late. बहुत देर वैसे ही हो गई थी. I have understood. It was dawn. All of nature was awakening. In this awakening, I also woke up. Some women were saying, get up. It is very late. Her words struck home. This woman was not Ashtavakra. She herself was not awakened. So sometimes it happens. If your intelligence is crystallized, if your fruit has ripened, then one puff of wind, or if no wind blows, sometimes a ripe fruit falls by itself. If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, don't be disheartened. Don't be sad. If it is not sudden, then it can be step by step sometimes. It does happen suddenly. As an exception. So Ashtavakra's Gita is an exception. There is no method in it. There is no path. In Japan, there are two schools of Zen. One school is sudden enlightenment. What they say is the same as what Ashtavakra says. The master doesn't teach anything. He comes and sits. If he is in the mood, he says something. If it happens, it happens. Once an emperor invited a Jain master to his palace. The master came and mounted the dais. The emperor had been very eagerly awaiting him. He sat before him like a disciple. After sitting a short dais on the throne, the master looked left and right, pounded the table with his fist, stood up, and left. The emperor was surprised and wondered what had happened. He asked his vizier. Vizier, okay. The minister said, I know him. He has never given us more significant commentary than this. But if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. The emperor said, this is commentary. Beating 3 times on the table with his fist and leaving. This is it. The vizier said he tried to wake us up and left. Wake up if you can. Raja Babu, get up. Morning was come. He sounded the alarm and left. The vizier said, I have heard other discourses of this master, but he has never given a more potent, a more wakefulness provoking discourse than this. But don't worry, because I have heard many times and I have not awakened. You have only heard your first discourse. Keep on listening, perhaps it will happen. It is an instantaneous event. It is not related by cause and effect. It is completely new. It has no connection with your past. If it happens, it happens. This is not a scientific experiment like heating water up to 100 degree and it becomes steam. This event such that sometimes steam happens without heating the water. It has no scientific explanation. Ashtavakra is beyond science. If you have a scientific mind and you say, how can it happen that way? It can happen by doing something. Then follow your scientific mind. Then ask Buddha the Eightfold Path. Then ask Patanjali about his yoga. Then there are methods. This is not yoga. This is uh, uh, this a pure expression of what Indian philosophy calls Sankhya. It is not that Ashtavakra can awaken many. If a Janak or two awakens, it is a miracle enough. That Janak awoke is more than enough. And there is no mention anywhere of Ashtavakra awakening anyone else but Janak. Buddha awakened many. Even now, Patanjali goes on awakening people. Ashtavakra only awakened one person. It is hard to say if he awakened even this one. Janak was ready to be awakened. Ashtavakra was only an instrument, not a cause, a catalyst. With the devices of sudden enlightenment, the master is only a catalyst. He will try. If it happens, it happens. It is not a science. If it doesn't happen, don't be disheartened. Don't follow a master with the expectation that it will happen to you. It will happen to some. Whoever it doesn't happen to will at least have they are first aroused, at least have their thirst aroused. They can search for a method, they can move with the method. The rule can only be with methods. If it happens without methods, it is an exception. It is outside the rule. So listen attentively here. If it happens, be blessed. It doesn't, don't be disheartened. Hari Om Tat Sat. Alright. Now moving to chapter 10th. Now there is another disciple asking something to Osho. The first question. Yesterday you said that certain enlightenment is not bound by the law of cause and effect, but if something is hazard in existence, nothing happens accidentally. Then how can the highest experience like enlightenment happen this way? Actually, I have similar question in my mind. Alright. It is true that in existence nothing happens without cause, but existence itself is uncaused. Existence has no cause. Enlightenment means existence. Everything else happens. Existence does not happen. It is. There has never been a moment when it was not. There will never be a moment when it will not be. Everything else happens. Man happens, trees happens, birds and animals happens. Existence does not happen. Ex- Existence is. Enlightenment doesn't happen. Enlightenment is not an event. Otherwise, if it happened uncaused, it would be an accident. Enlightenment does not happen. Enlightenment is your nature. You are enlightenment. This is why it can happen suddenly and can happen without cause. You have asked how can the highest experience like enlightenment happen this way? Because it is the highest. Everything lower occurs by causation. If samadhi occurs by causation like other things, then it becomes lower and ordinary. Heat water to 100 degrees and it becomes steam. If in the same way, if you do 100 degrees of ecstatic practice and samadhi occurs, then it will be captured in a scientific laboratory and very soon there will not be any way to save religion, because whatever happens with the cause comes into the grasp of science. Whatever has a cause will fall within the limits of science. Religion remains religion because enlightenment is uncaused. Religion remains religion because enlightenment is uncaused. Science will never be able to contain it. Whatever is caused will eventually become science. Only one thing will remain that will never become science. That is existence itself. Because existence is uncaused. It simply is. Science has no explanation for it. How can there be a cause for this vastness, for the whole? Because everything that is included in it. There is nothing outside of it. This is why samadhi does not happen, because it is not limited. It is vast. You have asked the highest experience like enlightenment. It is the highest precisely because it does not depend on your limited law of cause and effect. Do this many virtuous act and samadhi will happen. Give that much charity and samadhi will happen. Renounce so much and samadhi will happen. Then samadhi would follow your calculations, would come into the account box. It would not keep its height. It happens uncaused. This is why the devotees say it happens as grace. It does not happen through your making it happen, it showers on you suddenly as a gift, as grace. Then what is the result of your struggle, of our struggle and efforts? If you can understand Ashtavakra, then any effort will be useless. Then you are practicing rites and rituals uselessly. There is no need to practice. Understanding is enough. Just understand that only existence is and let go of the search. Understand this. What we are is joined at the roots. Hence, running around doing an efforts to unite must be dropped, and the union will happen. The union will happen not from effort to unite, but from dropping the effort to unite. Efforts to unite increase the gap. The more you long for union, the more the distance grows. The more you seek, the more you are lost, because what you go to seek is not to be sought. It happens by waking up and looking. It is present. It is standing at the door. It is manifest within the temple, manifest within you. It has never abandoned you for a moment, never been separate for a moment. You remain lost by searching for what is not separate, what you have never been parted from, what you cannot be separated from. Only one result is possible from your practices. You will become tired. Your whole effort will reach a place one day where you are fed up with effort. In that moment of boredom, you let go and immediately you see how mad you have been. Yesterday, I was reading someone's autobiography. He has written that he had traveled to a foreign city and got lost there. He did not understand the language. He became very nervous. And in this nervousness, he forgot the name of his hotel and forgot the phone number too. Then his panic increased. Now, how will he inquire? He was looking with great anxiety as he walked along the road, looking for someone who could understand his language. It was an eastern country in the far east, and this American, he was looking to see if any white skinned person appeared who will understand his speech, or if he could find a store with the England signboard so he can go ask there. He was walking along looking with such intensity, sweating that he did not hear that a police car was coming behind him, sounding the horn again and again. The police had begun to suspect that the man was lost. He heard the horn only after 2 minutes. He stopped in shock. The police got out and said, "Are you in your senses or not? We have been sounding the horn for 2 minutes. We suspected you might be lost. Come ride in the car." He said, "This is strange. I was searching ahead for someone who can guide me, and the guide was behind me. But I was so absorbed in my search that I didn't hear the horn sounding behind me. I didn't even look back. What are you seeking is following you." Of course, existence does not blows a horn nor call out to you, because calling out will be a violation of your freedom. It whispers, it secretly says something in your ear, but you are so occupied. When do you listen to this whispering? You are so full of noise, so much reflecting for and against is moving in your mind. You are so involved in seeking. So basically all the answers lies within is what the author is trying to say. सारे आंसर आपके अंदर ही हैं. Swami Ram Tirth has told a small story. A lover went away to far land. He did not return. His beloved kept watching the road. She became tired, waiting and waiting. He wrote letters saying again and again, "I am coming now, I am coming soon." This month, next month, years began to pass, and finally the beloved got upset. There is a limit to waiting. She traveled to the distant city where her beloved was. She inquired the way and arrived at his house. The door was open. It was evening. The sun had set. She dropped into the door, looking inside. For many days she had not seen her lover. He was sitting before her, but he was absorbed in deep concentration. He was writing something. He was so absorbed that the beloved felt to wait a little, not to interfere with him. Who knows what threads of thought might be lost? He was so overwhelmed with emotion that tears were flowing from his eyes. He was writing something and kept right on writing. An hour passed, 2 hours passed. Then he lifted his eyes and saw. He couldn't believe it. He was shocked. He had been writing a letter to his beloved. He was writing a letter to this one who had sat 2 hours in front of him, and she was waiting for him to lift his eyes. He couldn't believe it. He thought it must be hallucination. It is an illusion, perhaps a sort of auto hypnosis. I had such abundance of feeling for the beloved. Perhaps that is why she is appearing like a dream. जैसे मुन्ना भाई MBBS में उसके साथ होता है ना, संजय दत्त के साथ उसको बापू दिखने लग जाते हैं, महात्मा गांधी दिखने लग जाते हैं. Is it not an illusion? He rubbed his eyes. He like यहाँ पे तो बोल रहे हैं कि वो रियलिटी में एग्जिस्ट करती है, उसकी बिलवेड उसके सामने. His beloved began to laugh. What are you thinking? Do you think I am a mirage? He started trembling. He said, "But how did you come? I was writing a letter to you. Mad one. Why didn't you stop me? You were in front of me while I was writing you a letter. Existence is here in front of us, and we are praying to become one with it. Oh Lord, where art thou?" Tears are pouring from our eyes. But because of our wall of tears, we don't see what is in front of us. We are searching for it. We miss only because of our search. Ashtavakra's words are very clear. He says, stop this letter writing, stop this practicing. Samadhi doesn't happen. Yes, if samadhi were also happening, then it would happen as cause and effect. If it happened by cause and effect, it would become an item in the market. Samadhi is virgin, untouched. It is not sold in the market. Have you ever noticed that your market oriented mind also brings enlightenment into the market? You think that if you do this much, you will be enlightened, as if it is a business deal. If you do good deeds, you will attain God Himself. Your so called religious people go on telling you this. Do good deeds if you want to attain God. As if to attain God, one has to do something. As if God will never be attained without doing anything. As if one must pay a price to buy God. Do this many good deeds, this much ecstatic practice, this much meditation, this much reciting of prayers, then you will attain. You have brought him to market. You have made him an item for sale. Customers will buy him. Those who have virtue will buy. Those without virtue will be denied him. One needs the coin of virtue. If the coins of virtue jingle, one attains him. Ashtavakra is saying, what madness are you suggesting? You are suggesting God will be attained by virtue. Then it has become a business transaction. You'll attain God from prayer. Then you have bought him. What happened to his grace? And if something is received through a cause, when the cause disappears, it will also disappear. That which is attained through a cause will be lost when the cause is destroyed. You have accumulated wealth. You worked hard. You competed well in the market and you earned money. But you think this earned money will last? Thieves can steal it. A thief means one who is more ready to stake his life than you. A businessman makes efforts, but the thief stakes his very life. He thinks, I am ready to die and kill, but I will take it. So he steals what is attained. So he steals it. What is attained through a cause can be lost. Enlightenment is attained without cause. But our ego does not believe it. Our ego says receiving it without cause means that those that didn't do anything will also attain. It is very difficult to swallow that those that didn't do anything will also receive. Arup is sitting here in front laughing. Yesterday he told to me he has no feeling to do anything. I said, okay, dissolve into non doing. Is there any need to do anything for enlightenment? Although I say it, it is hard to believe because our mind says without doing. One cannot get ordinary things without doing. This is our mind tells us. You won't get a house, a car, a business, wealth, power. You won't get fame. Enlightenment happens without doing. You don't believe it. One has to do. There must be some trick to it. This non doing also has to be done. This is why we make up such expression as doing, non doing is doing, non doing in doing in non doing. But we insist on doing in non doing. Do things in this way, but keep on doing. Has anyone attained without doing? This is what our beliefs are. Ashtavakra is saying the same thing that I am telling you, it is already attained. The very language of attainment is wrong. Distance is part of the very language of attaining, as if existence is separate. It is, if it is separate, can you live for a single moment? How can you live separate from existence? Separate from existence, your condition will be like a fish out of water. Yet a fish can be separated from the ocean because there are places other than the ocean. But how can you be separated from existence? That means existence exists inside of you. It is with you basically. It is and only it is. Everywhere it is this. Every place is in this. Where can you be separated? Where will you go? Does existence have any store? Any shore? If it is an unending ocean, there is no way to move outside of it. Ashtavakra is saying you have never gone away from enlightenment. Hence, it can happen uncaused. If it is not lost, then it can be attained uncaused. Enlightenment is not an event, it is your nature. But does it ever happen that grace showers without doing? We have become very poor through our experience of life. Here, nothing is attained without doing. So, we have become very narrow minded. We cannot think that enlightenment could be attained without doing. Our poverty cannot even imagine it. But we are not poor. This is why Janak says, "Oh, I am amazed. I bow down to myself." I bow down to myself means both the devotee and God are within me. To say both is not right. There is only one within me. Mistakenly, I think he is a devotee. When I realize this error, I know him as God. Think of it this way: you take two chairs and put them in a room. Then you put it two more chairs and mistakenly count them up, getting five. But in the room there are only four. If you mistakenly count five or six or seven or 50, the number of chairs in the room does not become five. Chairs are four, whether you count three or you count five. Only you know about your three or five. It doesn't make any difference to the chairs. They are still exactly four. Your thinking to see God is your 3 or 5. God is already attained. The chairs are exactly 4. Whenever you find the right calculation, will you think, "Oh, there were 5 chairs. Now they have become 4." Will you think this way? No, you'll think, "I was very mistaken. There were always 4. I had counted 5. The error was only in addition. The error is not existential. The error is only in memory. The error is not existential. The error is only in your arithmetic. The error is in your understanding." This is why Ashtavakra says that there is no question of doing. To make these 5 chairs into 4, one doesn't have to take one out. Or if you counted 3, you don't need to bring one in from outside to make 4. There are 4 chairs already. It is only an error of addition. Add it correctly. So when the addition is correct, then will you think that without cause 3 chairs become 4? Without cause 5 chairs became 4? No, you'll laugh. You'll think. It is not a question of becoming. They already were. The error was only in thinking. The error was only mental, non-existential. Not existential. If you take yourself to be a devotee, it is a error in addition. This is why Janak can say, "Oh, I bow down into myself. What an idiot I have been. How amazing that I had gone astray in my own illusions. I did not know that what always was, but knew what has never been. I saw a snake in a rope. I saw silver in mother of pearl. I saw water in the net of light rays, an illusion of an oasis. I saw what was not, what is, was hidden in this hallucination, this Maya, and I did not see it." Enlightenment is the highest experience because it does not happen. Enlightenment is the highest experience because it is beyond cause and effect. Enlightenment has already happened. The moment you become ready, the moment you take courage and are ready to drop your poverty of mind, the moment you are ready to drop your ego, that very moment it will happen. It is not dependent on your aesthetics, aesthetics, ascetics. Okay, all right. I don't know what it means. It is not dependent on your prayer. Don't remain lost in aesthetic. Okay, something religiously, I guess, and prayer, ascetics. Once I was a guest in house. The whole house was full of books. I asked, "Is it a book? Is it a big library?" My host said, "It is not a library. I have been writing the name of Rama in all these books. This is what I have been doing my whole life. I buy books and write Rama, 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 Rama all day long. I must have written it many millions of times. Perhaps you can tell me how many virtue it is. What virtue it is? It may well be sin. So many notebooks could have been used by school children. You have ruined them. You are asking about virtue. Has your brain quit functioning from writing Rama Rama in notebooks?" He was very shocked because other religious people had visited him. They had said, "You are very virtuous. You have written Rama so many times. You have counted the heads of your rosary so many times. You have remembered Rama so much just by remembering once. One reaches heaven and you have done this many." He was angry with me. He never invited me again. What use is this man who says it is a saint? He was very shocked. He said, "You are hurting my religious feelings." "I do not hurt your religious feelings. I am only asking what madness this is. What is this meaning of writing Rama Rama? Let the one who is writing know himself. He is Rama. How did he get involved in writing Rama Rama? Tell me, if Rama is captured, sat down and told to drop him bow and arrow and to take up a pen and write Rama Rama without going off in search of Sita, will it be a sin or virtue? And the historical Rama, if he is a gentleman, he would agree, thinking this man is after me. If I don't write, he will feel hurt. So Rama sits writing Rama Rama. Then you have destroyed his life. When you are writing, it is also Rama writing. Who is it? Who is writing? Come to know that one. Who is it that is repeating Rama Rama? Where is this repeating artising? Descend to the depth. Ashtavakra says you will find Rama there. So Rama is inside of you. You need not to write it again and again. You need not to, you know, without thinking about it. If you're just doing some activity without putting your heart in it, it is like a waste thing according to Osho. The second question. Yesterday you said don't allow the elephant driver's hook of the intellect to ride over the feelings of the heart. But Osho, I find your discourses absolutely logical. Is the mind nourished by the enjoyment or argument? Is it not a dagger? Is it not danger for me that the argument nurtured mind will take control of the heart and suppress the experience of feelings? Please show me the path. What I am saying is certainly logical, but not just logical. Something more too. I speak logically for you, and something more is for me. If I do not speak logically, you won't be able to understand. And if I do not say that which is beyond logic, I would not speak at all. What would be the use of speaking? When I am talking, speaking to you, two are present. You and I. There is both a speaker and a listener. If it was up to me, I would speak in transcendence of logic. I would completely drop arguments. But then you would think I am insane. Then you wouldn't understand anything. You would feel it is just noise with no meaning. I speak logically to fit with your pattern of logical thinking. But if this is all you understand, then your visit here has been useless. It is like filling a spoon with medicine and pouring it in your mouth. We don't pour the spoon. With a spoon of logic, I go on pouring what is beyond logic. Don't swallow the spoon, otherwise, you will be in trouble. Use the spoon. Drink the liquid that is on the spoon. Logic is a spoon. Logic is a help. Because right now, you don't have enough courage to listen to that which is beyond logic. If you want to hear what is beyond logic, then listening to the songs of birds will be the same as listening to the songs of Ashtavakra. They are beyond logic. The whispering noise of wind passing through the trees, the rustling of dry leaves blowing on the path, the sound of running water, the thundering of clouds, they are all beyond logic. Ashtavakra is speaking to you from all eight directions, from all sides, but you will not understand anything. How long can you listen to this chirping of birds? You'll say it is nonsense. To listen a little is okay, but there is no meaning to this chirping. That which is beyond logic is like the chirping of birds. I make a bridge of logic so it can reach to you. If you hold on to the bridge and forget the destination, if you catch the words and forget that which was delivered by the words, then you are collecting pebbles where you could have filled your bag with diamonds and jewels. The friend has asked, you said don't allow the elephant driver's hook or the intellect to ride over the feelings of the heart. Certainly, understand with the intellect, but let the heart be the master. Make the intellect a slave and mount the heart on the throne of the master. The servant has sat on the throne too long. You are not living for the intellect, you live for the heart. This is why fulfillment never comes from the mind. No matter how great a mathematician you become, will the heart ever become peaceful? And no matter how great a logical thinker you become, will fulfillment ever arise? And no matter how many scriptures you gather, will this become samadhi? The heart asks for love, the heart asks for prayer. The final demand of the heart is for samadhi. Bring samadhi, bring samadhi. At the most, intellect can bring logical arguments for samadhi, can bring theories about samadhi, but what can theories do? Someone is sitting hungry and you give him a cookbook. saying everything is written here, read it and enjoy. And he reads it because he is hungry, he hopes it can help. Discussion of the finest tasting foods, recipes of how to fix, how to prepare them. But what can this do? He asks, what help is a cookbook? I need food. The hungry need food, the thirsty need water. You can write and give a thirsty man. He is thirsty, and you write down S2O, the formula for water. He'll sit with the paper, and what will happen? It is just the same as people sitting reciting Rama Rama. All mantras are like S2O. Certainly, water is made by uniting oxygen and hydrogen, but thirst is not quenched by writing HO2O on paper. Understand with logic, but drink with the heart. Use logic, but understand it is only useful. Don't think it is all. Let the heart be the master. And remember, don't let the intellect interfere in love and prayer. This is something that I have to remember. Don't let the intellect interfere in love and prayer. This is why I speak to you using logic, so I can persuade and convince your intellect. Convince you to come 2 steps towards the heart. If you get just a little taste, you will be engrossed in it, in its joy. Then you yourself will drop worrying about the intellect. When the real taste comes, who cares about the words? But Osho, I find your discourses absolutely logical. They are logical. My whole effort is to make what I say to you logical so that you are ready to walk with me. Once you are convinced, you have fallen in a ditch. I'll take away your return tracks. Once you are convinced, once our hands come together, then there is no worry. Once your hand has come into my hand, you will not remain out of my hands for long. First, I grab the wrist, then the forearm, then one is just lost. So, I make the first contact with logic because that is where you live. Contact can be made there. That's where you are. This is why atheists also come to me. Atheists can accept me too. Atheists have no arguments with me because I speak the language of atheists. But it is a trap. The language is a snare. It is like going fishing and putting bait on the hook. It is bait. If one wants to avoid the hook, he has to avoid the bait. Because once the bait is in the mouth, one finds out it is a hook. Logic is bait, the beyond is the hook. I persuade you to give you bitter medicine, I sugarcoat the pill. Man's state, man's state is like that of very small children. Enjoy sugar, he swallows bitter medicine. You can even swallow poison, but if what is beyond logic is put directly before you, you'll start running away. No, my mind does not believe this, so I want to convince your intellect. But if you stop there and think what that the intellect is convinced, if you go home now, then you miss the point. Then it as if you have taken the sugar, coating of the medicine, eaten it, and thrown away the medicine. Is the mind nourished by the enjoyment of argument? It depends on you. If you hear nothing but logic, then the mind will be nourished. But between arguments, if you allow a little of the non-logical, the irrefutable, just a drop at a time, then that drop in your brain will create the revolution to the revolution of the heart. It depends on you. There are some people who hear nothing but logical arguments. Whatever is outside of logic, they push aside. Then they have not come close to me. Coming here and not coming here are equal. They return exactly as they came. They go straight hand, they go strengthened in their beliefs. They have chosen by what fits their thinking, chosen their own understanding. They have chosen what fits with their understanding. What doesn't fit, they drop. What doesn't fit with your understanding will become a burning coal of transformation inside of you. What fits with your understanding will strengthen you as you are. Your illness, your worry, your anxiety will become stronger. Your ego will be strengthened. So be a little skillful. This is why Janak says to Ashtavakra, what skill that I saw in an instant, what dexterity. I have. What ability? Remember that skillfulness. Remember that ability. Okay. So पेज नंबर 177 आउट ऑफ 186 हम पहुंच गए हैं. यहाँ से आगे की जर्नी विल कंटिन्यू इन दी नेक्स्ट लाइव. Alright. So if you have interest in Osho, spirituality, ओशो और स्पिरिचुअलिटी नेक्स्ट बुक मैं शायद ओशो की ना पढूं. नेक्स्ट बुक में थोड़ा इमोशंस से रिलेटेड कुछ पढ़ूंगा आई गेस. सो अगर आपका बुक रीडिंग में इंटरेस्ट है, लॉजिक में इंटरेस्ट है, दैट्स ऑल्सो आयरनी. अभी जस्ट ओशो ने लॉजिक के बारे में ही बात की और उन्होंने बोला कि क्योंकि हम लॉजिक ही प्रायोरिटी पे रखते हैं तो उसी हिसाब से वो हमको समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. सो या दैट इज़ दैट, बट स्टिल आई एम अ फर्म बिलीवर ऑफ लॉजिक and I think everything should be according to some logic. But many a times emotions are going to surpass logic. I know that as well. I just need to find out the right extent to which I have to surmount logic over emotions, and how many times I have to surpass emotions over logic. So this is my journey. I'll figure it out. Meanwhile, if you have interest in these things, you can subscribe to the channel. आप सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हो चैनल को अगर आपको बुक रीडिंग, रियलिटी, लॉजिक, ओशो, स्पिरिचुअलिटी, इन सारी चीज़ों में इंटरेस्ट है, क्यूरियोसिटी है आपको जानने की, तो आप सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हो. एंड यस, आप लाइक भी कर सकते हो लाइव स्ट्रीम को. विल मीट नेक्स्ट टाइम. टिल देन स्टे हेल्दी, स्टे सेफ, हैव फन, पीस आउट. थैंक यू सो मच यूनिवर्स, थैंक यू सो मच राधा रानी.